Hey guys, what's up? GreenMachineSam back with another video, and we're finally back. After a 2-month hiatus of me having to move across the country, after getting a new job and having to deal with a bunch of healthcare shit, and just moving and this and that, and then I didn't really want to post anything, so we're finally back with a 2K22 roster update into 2K23. Now, I have been posting it, so if you just looked my gamer tag up, of course you'll find it. This is for PS4 only. I don't have an Xbox One, don't have an Xbox Series X, and don't have a PS5, so I can't post on those. I do have a PC. I just don't play sports games on my PC. I'm not paying 2 times the amount, so I can have one on my PC and one on my PlayStation. Just doesn't make sense for me. But the roster is looking very good. So you guys are going to head over to features, then roster creator, then NBA, user created, and look up by online ID. Again, this is for PS4 only. I'm sorry for anybody out there that is on a different console, especially if you guys don't have a dedicated roster creator. Now, a bunch of shit's going to pop up. Okay, these ones won't pop up. The ones that say local right here, these ones won't pop up. These are just locally on my PlayStation. So what you guys want to grab is all the 7-5 ones, or any of the 7-5 ones. So one of these three right here. They're all the same. Nothing's different about them. It says they have a lot of updates, but that's because sometimes my game crashes and I get blue screened. So I update them a lot. And then if I misspell something, or if I don't put something in that I'm supposed to put in, then I have to go back and redo it. Now, all age and experience in the NBA is updated. All contracts should be up to date for the most part. Some contracts might not have the correct amount of money because of extensions. Like, for example, Levine and some of the other people that have got extensions have a little bit more money or have a little bit less money. Mainly because it's pretty difficult, because after a certain point, you can no longer upgrade their money past that certain point, and you just have to do extensions, and then you can make the money go down, but you can't make it go back up, or then you have to redo the extensions, stuff like that. If you've ever messed with the contracts, you know what I'm talking about. Some guys, like John Wall, if you have one of my earlier rosters from like July 1st, you'll notice that the contract is different. I finally got the contract numbers, so I try to put them in there as best as possible. Some players do have front-loaded contracts. Some people have back-loaded contracts. Some people just have split down the middle. If it's a split down the middle, kind of like Mitchell Robinson, who got a 4-year, $60 million deal. I gave him just 15 all around. I didn't feel like dealing with the numbers. Jalen Brunson, same thing, 26 million over 4 years. 26 times 4. So some positions have been changed based off of how I think the lineups will be ran, or just in general. Like Luka, I put at point guard. He handles the rock 95% of the time, it seems like, for the Mavs. So Spencer Dinwiddie was at small forward when I was using Brunson at shooting guard. You got Christian Wood and JaVale McGee, Dorian Finney-Smith. But you have plenty of shooting guards coming off the bench. You have, Hardaway. You can put Bullock there. You can put Green there. And you can put Wendell Moore there. So I figured just leave Spencer Dinwiddie. He's big enough. He's lengthy enough to play that small forward position. The Brooklyn Nets, for example, Kevin Durant's at power forward. Kyrie Irving's at shooting guard. Ben Simmons is at point guard. And T.J. Warren just signed. He's at small forward. Seth Curry coming off the bench at point guard. Nick Claxton at center, and then Harris, Thomas, Sumner, and Royce O'Neal, Patty Mills, and Darren Sharp are the backups. It just makes it to where you're putting the best lineup on the floor, and I don't just mean by overall. So I have basically everything up to date. There is one thing I don't have. I don't have second-round picks. Now, if you think a second-round pick is going to be important to a team, or if you think they were supposed to be a first-round pick or first-round talent guy, let me know. And especially if they have roster space, I'll more than gladly add them. But for teams like OKC, who decided that they want fucking 24 different players on their roster currently, I can't do that. If you know, you can only put 17 dudes on a roster, and 2 of them have to be on 2-ways. So you can have 15 guys, plus 2 2-ways, plus I think 4 overseas protection, right? So, yeah, this is what I had to do. So, if you don't enjoy this, I can't do anything about it. I cannot physically add more than 15 players to a roster. It will not let me, okay? Have Towns move to power forward. Anthony Edwards move to shooting guard because they do have some small forwards that I think should be getting some play time. I just don't think Jalen Noel should be their starting 2 guard. I think it's better to have Jaden McDaniels or Torian Prince be that starting small forward. Same thing with the Trailblazers. Hart gets moved to small forward, and Anthony Simons gets moved to shooting guard. Gary Payton, the second, moved back to point guard because Shaedon Sharpe is coming in as that backup 2 guard. I'm pretty sure most of the ages are correct for the rookies as well. So there's that, and then just a bunch of other stuff. Like I said, contracts for the most part should be correct with everybody. There's only one person that I noticed that I accidentally released, but then I got him back on to the correct team. I accidentally released Pat Bev when free agency first happened. I don't know if he got an extension and 2K just never updated his contract. I don't know, but I did release him, so there's that. Same thing with DeJounte Murray and Bojan Bogdanovic. I moved them to different positions to help fill in the roles of what the team needs, stuff like that. Same thing with, of course, the Clippers. Powell's going to be the starting 2, George the starting 3, and Kawhi Leonard the starting 4. Same thing with Tatum, Brown, and Smart. I think this will just make a better lineup for the teams. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, same thing with DeRozan. I put Caruso at small. He plays defense. He's big. He's physical. He can play small. DeRozan actually played a lot of the 4 anyway this year for the Bulls, so it kind of makes sense anyway. Here are some of the remaining free agents: Harden, Ayton, Sexton, Harrell. I think he's going to fucking jail. I already deleted Miles Bridges, so if you don't know where he is, that's where I already deleted him from the roster. If you want to, you can delete Harrell too. I think he's going to jail anyway. Anthony, Aldridge, Bryant, Howard, Cousins, Walker, Kaminsky, Freedom, Zeller, Martin, Whiteside, Dennis. So yes, this roster also doesn't have the guys that I made into 70s and 65s. They are all back up at their normal rating. Everybody in free agency should have their updated age as well. The main thing that I did do was I basically just grabbed a brand new 2K roster and tried fixing as much stuff as possible, getting people to the correct teams, getting age, contract, and experience up to date. So everything is back to normal. I think this will just make it easier on me, as well as it'll just make it easier. In the future, though, once free agency has settled down and probably closer to the season, I will go ahead and drop these guys back down to the 70s and the 65s that I had them at. But for now, I think this is a fair way to do it. Now, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about the roster, I will more than gladly answer them. I didn't answer a whole ton about Madden 22 because anytime I put something in the video, it seemed like people didn't want to listen. Like I said, I'm still updating that one. I had to go back and fix a lot of shit in it. Some of the stuff wasn't turning out how I liked. So I'll try to throw those up soon. I'm getting 2K21 done as well. But you have to understand, when I only got a couple hours a day to do stuff, I don't want to just spend it all on updating a roster. You know, I want to play other games as well. So be patient with me. I'll get them out. I'll get them done. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like the off season's going to change drastically over the next couple of months. The season doesn't start for, 4 or 5 months now at this point. So, but if you guys enjoyed this roster, I'd appreciate you guys leaving a like on the video. It just helps the video get out to more people. As you guys saw earlier this year, the Madden draft videos kind of blew up. One had like 8,000 views. The other one had like almost 12,000. So I really appreciate that, guys. We're getting close to monetization. I know that's not that important. I'm not going to earn a whole ton of money, but it will be cool to get to that mark. And I appreciate your guys' support of downloading these rosters. It's always cool to see people enjoying the work that I put in and just seeing people be able to use my rosters. But with that being said, guys, I'm out. Peace.